Hello, hello, welcome to Gers TV. My name is Gordon Bond.
And I'm Si Leslie. I'll be joining you in a wee minute. I'm just doing a wee bit of technical work here.
Simon is here. Simon's trying to fight with the gremlins in the corner. He'll be joining us with a minute or two. So, welcome back to Gers TV. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been on air. Obviously, a lot of things have happened in the last few weeks. The tragic, mournful passing of the Queen. Obviously, we've all paid our respects over the last couple of weeks. So, we'd like to pay tribute to Her Majesty and the amazing minute silences and tributes paid by Rangers at the games in the last couple of weeks. So thanks to each and every one of you for that. It was the saddest of times, but I'm sure it reminded all of us what's important and why it's important. So thank you for that. We have.
If you can share as well for us, because it's been a last minute here.
Please like and share the Gers TV broadcast tonight on your various Facebook feeds, posts. We're on Twitter tonight as well, and that is at the Gers TV. Okay, so that is at the Gers TV _official. But if you just type in at the Gers TV, you'll find us on Twitter as well. So pleasure to be here. In the last couple of weeks, we have defeated Dundee United just in the end, 2-1. There's been an international break. We've been over in Benidorm at the European Rangers Supporters Association convention. We'll tell you all about that shortly. And we've got a fantastic week coming up with Rangers again. We've got Hearts away on Saturday, which will be a very difficult game. And then the big Battle of Britain clash coming up next Tuesday against Liverpool. So plenty to talk about. But as ever, it's your show, so please message us, get in touch, and we'll open the phone lines later on so you can call in as well.
So before we start, guys, a big thanks to our sponsor who help us make things happen. It's Maxwell, and they are at the heart of everything. They're the people who do your petrol all over Northern Ireland. If you buy fuel anywhere, make sure you get it from our friends at Maxwell.
Yep.
If you're wondering what I'm doing with my hands here, I've got a wee dog.
It's not me, he's not touching me.
Touching the wrong things. She just always appears in the wrong second there. So guys, a big shout out to our sponsor is Maxwell, Northern Ireland. At the heart of it, and if you petrol, that's the place to fuel up.
Also, if you want your lottery tickets, your sandwiches, your newspapers, anything you like, pop
They're the
in.
people to get. They're the people to go and visit. Guys, so there's been loads and loads happening. Tonight we are driving, or I'm driving, so we won't be drinking alcohol. However, we will be doing a loyal toast. We'll do two toasts, and we're going to do them at the start of the show. Alright? So I'll start it off and say, in memory of Her Majesty the Queen.
In memory of the Queen.
Queen Elizabeth. And we'll do a second one. Go for it.
His Majesty, King Charles.
God save the King.
God save the King. Guys, obviously you're giving us a bit of feedback, it's echoing, so give us a wee minute and we'll fix it. I'll stay silent for a few seconds.
Right, try that. Just keep talking.
Guys, we're just going to fix the echo now, okay, so thanks for the feedback.
If you give us a thumbs up, because it's going to take a few minutes. A few seconds, it'll take 30 seconds or something.
Just let us know if the echo subsides.
It should be better if you give us a thumbs up like that.
Please give us a thumbs up if it sounds better.
Cheers, Eddie.
Eddie Mills, it's good to be back, yes. Please let us know if the sound is a little bit better.
I just need to know the sound. Fine, that sounds. Thumbs up or thumbs down, is it any better? Love hearts, I think that's a thumbs.
Donna, is that good or bad, Donna?
So somebody just gives a wee thumbs up if it's better. Nope, still echoing, right? Okay, try that. That should be it then.
Wee bit better now, someone's saying.
Sorry.
So it might take a couple. Okay.
Forget I put that angle, use another.
Might take a couple more seconds. So let us know.
Aye, sorry, we'll get it. It's the main camera volume to chip it in. Right, thumbs up now, it should be better now, that's it, I think I've got, and that's it, and I've got a wee bit better. Thumbs up, keep thumbs up.
Thanks,
anyway.
David. Excellent, that's it. Brilliant. Okay, thank guys. Obviously, it's been a couple of weeks since we've been on. Okay, so a little bit rusty there. So it's great to be back. If you missed the intro, a few things been happening in the last couple of weeks. We've We played Dundee United. We've got Hearts coming up on Saturday, which we'll talk about shortly, and we've got the big Battle of Britain clash next week. But before we do that, we were over in Benidorm for the European Convention side. Do you want to give us some?
Aye, it's been. If anybody's wondering why I've got the bags under mine, anything that been shattered. But Gers TV managed to get over for a couple of days at the weekend there for the ERSA convention, and a big shout out to everyone that was involved. Obviously, the committee first of all, the Ibrox Bar in Benidorm, Churchill's Bar, the Northern Ireland Club, Benidorm Palace done a great job as well. Cafe Benidorm for staying open to 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. Everybody that we met, loads of people saying that they watches and enjoy it. I hope to get the channel on some of those pubs as well at night as well now. So big thanks to everybody that we met, everybody that supported us over there, and everybody in general. It was a massive success. The players that were there, Willie Johnson, Colin Steen, Marco Negri, Marvin Andrews,
Big Marvin Andrews,
Gordon Smith. And if Gordon, you forgot to mention me at the big night, but I didn't forget you, pal, because I'm the true professional. It was fantastic. No, seriously, all the players got on with the fans really well, meeting each other. Supporters were there from Australia, South America, Germany, Sweden, Spain, England. I met a couple of guys from Swansea, loads from Northern Ireland, and loads from Scotland. It's going to be even bigger next year, and I know what it's going to be, but I'll let people at the committee announce that next week when we hope to have some of them on the show. So, to everybody I met last week, thank you very much.
Yep, absolutely fantastic convention over in Benidorm. The guys done a fantastic job, so proud of you all. So, well done, absolutely fantastic.
Also, as Gordon said, stop kicking. This is the first time I've been on Twitter, so sometimes the names don't appear. If you're on the Gers TV group page, your name does appear, and if you're putting a comment in, just put your name on it. Most of your names do appear though. I'll be reminded as well, we've got a Patreon page, and that just it's a chance to be a member, a subscriber of Gers TV, and it gives you a chance to get involved in anything that we're doing. And there's some fantastic prizes up for grabs. We've got a picture more or less every month painted by Football Art Club, and that'll be up for grabs again. But we've also got the King William wine for anybody that likes a wee drop of the, what do you call it, the tonic.
The tonic.
The tonic, anybody that likes that and you want a wee change. That's for obviously for adults only.
Yeah.
And we've got the new book by David Herd.
David Herd, yep, so we'll talk about that as well. So,
and
guys,
the podcast as well if you want to get that.
So that's a link there, guys. Just there, we've posted it on there again, guys. It's a few pounds a month. The Gers TV over the last week we've had we've had about 200,000 people view the page and site and Facebook at one point.
It's been amazing.
It's been absolutely amazing.
The feedback in the last, I would imagine Rangers itself would have had a massive kickback as well with the tributes and a big fair play. The Union Bears done an amazing tribute to Her Majesty the Queen. But the supporters and the feedback that we got alone, we got loads and loads of hate. We deleted thousands of hate, thousands. Yeah. But the amount of people from all over the world, people saying, no massive Rangers fans, but they are now. The publicity that the club's got from the way they...
And sorry, just to clarify, this is not about the Gers TV, this is about the Rangers themselves, they're on the Gers TV, just to clarify.
Just what we've got, Rangers must have had 10 times more, but it's been absolutely fabulous, the amount of people that have came on and said, look, we appreciate what you've done, just from sharing the tragic events and the new events with the new king, and obviously the big match itself with the...
Yeah. It was a very, very sad time, very poignant time, but I think we showed why we're a massive, massive family. Even though the size of the club is massive, it showed us, I think it reminded us what's important in life.
Also, in Benidorm, just whilst I'm there, people were coming up to me, genuinely people were coming up and saying, we despise that lot. That was our words, we despise that lot, and a big credit. Man United supporters and everything coming up, West Ham guys coming up going, a big up to Rangers for
the conduct of the Rangers fans over the last few weeks has been through difficult times for Rangers as a club, don't get me wrong, but obviously that appeals into total insignificance with what's happened, and the way that Rangers and the fans have conducted themselves over the last few weeks has been a massive
and I think for all the criticism the Rangers get, there's one thing, when it comes to things like that, they get it right.
Absolutely. So for each and every one of you out there that took part or contributed or whatever,
especially the Union Bears, because I thought they got it spot on.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So thank you for that.
I've got a wee question there. We'll just answer that first because it's quite interesting. Don't want to miss it.
So is that David's question? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So back a few months ago, the Gers TV did a fantastic night at Ibrox. It was a 150th anniversary dinner, which we had guests like David Herd, like Gordon Smith, Who else do we have, Si?
We had, I love you say that, when I told you I'm not, I told you I'm knackered, I'll still get jet lag for travelling while on the plane. Who did we have at the dinner again? We had Gordon Smith, we had Tom Purdy doing a historical
Tom
show.
Purdy, that's the one. So absolutely, what a fantastic night it was.
Ian McLeod as well doing the Piper.
Yeah.
And we also had Willie Henderson.
Willie Henderson as well, absolute legend.
So to answer that question,
thanks David. So we don't have anything set in stone at the moment, but we are making preparations for
We have an issue, right? So I'd rather be probably better telling people about it, right? So everybody knows, right? The cost of living has basically went up, and one of the things that we pride ourselves in with the Gers TV events, we've always tried to do it as reasonable as possible. The last dinner we ran 3 different suites in Ibrox, as well as entering through the marble staircase, the trophy room, the Waddle suite, and the Thornton suite. Piper outside, Piper inside. Licensed to 1 o'clock, 4 speakers, historical event, and various other things, free gifts. We done all that for £65. You're going to some of these dinners, and I'm not going to go into it, but some of these dinners are charging £100, and it's just basically to go to an auction night for 10 items that they're all copied. None of that happened. We had a great auction, a great raffle, but everything we had there was all unique.
Yeah,
and
the speakers were absolutely fantastic. The presentations they done were great.
The issue that we've got, I've spoke to Gordon about it. We've probably got an answer, but the reason I'm saying it, David, is the problem we've got was that Rangers have got new caterers now, Levy, and Levy have doubled their prices.
Yeah.
So for me to run another one this year, there's only one date available for me, and it'll cost. We'd have to charge £70.
Yeah, I can't. What was the ticket prices before? What was it?
They were 65.
So it was 65. So basically, what's happening is Rangers have got a new catering team in. Cost of living's went up, so Rangers are wanting much more.
They don't have the same menu basically, so it's doubled in price.
So basically, if we run a night, then we'll have to put the price up by £5 to £70 a ticket, basically. Which we don't want to do because obviously we understand things are tight for everyone.
It's a hard time for people in general, and I'm the first one to moan if I think something's too dear. However, we can have it in other venues, but I don't think there's any point us having a 150th anniversary dinner anywhere but Ibrox. People love getting their photos in the trophy room and coming up the marble stairs, but for me to run it, the minimum we can date is probably £70.
Yeah.
Maximum would be £75.
But that's not through the fault of the Gers TV, that's through the cost of the venue, the cost of the catering.
And I was going to try and do a show this week. I've just not had a chance to see that the people think it's maybe cost of living just to leave it, or should we go for another one, but I would like to do another one.
Yeah, but guys, it's your show, it's going to be your event, so if you want us to put another one on.
However, on that, the feedback we got from the night, to be fair, people say it's one of the best have been it.
Whilst we're on that subject, so we have got a few subjects to talk about. We'll talk about the football shortly.
Do you want to do shout outs first of all?
Yeah, so I will. Sorry. So we'll say some hellos to our usual fans, old and new.
If your name's Facebook user, that means that you're in one of the pages that doesn't have a.
Okay, so hello to Brian Newell, good to see you. Donna as well. David McMillan, Elle Lindsay, how you doing? Eddie Mills, Ian Campbell, hi guys. David, obviously we've answered your question. Tommy Cardona as well, how you doing, mate? We've got Uwe Gugel from Germany, hi Uwe. The reason I know how to pronounce that's because I'm old enough to remember a player from Man City called Uwe Rosler, German.
I know Uwe, but...
Vicky Hollis, how you doing?
Hi Vicky.
Tony Cassidy, you alright?
Nice to see you, Benidorm, mate.
Sarah Wallace as well, hiya. And... Facebook users saying it's a great night. So guys, if you're commenting, we can't. So someone has just wrote it was a great night. Definitely on for the comment. The next one. Thank you for the feedback. We don't know your name because it just tells us it's a user for Facebook. Okay, so
just put a nickname or something.
So let us know who you are. But we probably will put on a night. But just to let everyone know. Because
it'll be more expensive, it'll be no choice.
It'll be slightly more expensive, but that's not through our fault. It's the new catering team, it's a new menu, and so on and so forth. And
it will be different speakers because I spoke to a few people over in different places in the last couple of weeks. The other thing I wanted to mention quickly before I forget was the actual videos that we've done. We've changed some of the videos and some of the ideas, but the numbers that we've had have been incredible. See one of the posts that we put out in a tribute to the Queen has got something like 8,500 reactions. No views, 8,500 reactions. We put videos out looking for like 100 reactions. 8,500 reactions in one video. It's incredible.
We did a wee thing after the Dundee United game at Ibrox, and I believe that by the next day there've been 20,000 views. So, guys, it's your show, so we can only say thanks very much for that.
But that's what we're going to do. We're after match. We're going to try and keep the pre-match and the Village Hotel just up for Ibrox, but after it, right outside Ibrox. It's not the best of angles, but it's live, it's quick, it's right after the match.
Yep.
Whether it's a good game or a bad game, we just tell it how it is.
Yep.
So people appreciate the honesty. If something's a bar of a, well, you know the word,
Yep.
we don't swear on this channel, we'll tell you that. And if it's great, we'll tell you that as well. So we'll be doing the lives after that, every game, if we can.
Yep. Angus Stewart Mackay, okay, thanks for letting us know. Billy Carson, how you doing? For Perth, that's in Australia, not
Billy's a
Scotland.
good pal of mine, originally Scotland.
Rab Picking, how you doing, mate? You alright?
Good,
He's on a cruise ship, congratulations, well
I've
done.
seen that, aye. He's
That's
travelling
pretty
the
good, eh? Jim Lanarkshire, I don't know if that's Jim for Lanarkshire or Jim Lanarkshire, so how you doing? That's a very good point he's made, so I think now is probably the right time to talk about what we want to talk about with the board, etc. at Rangers, because Jim Lanarkshire has written to his messages saying all about money Rangers. Before that, we'll just mention David Herd quickly, okay? So, David, we will probably put a dinner on, okay? So, and also on that note, the Gers TV have got a new Spotify channel. Literally, if you go on Spotify, guys, and type in the Gers TV, you'll find our Spotify channel and our various podcasts we put on there with the help of our good friend David Herd. David knows absolutely everything there is to know about Rangers, to be perfectly honest.
The other thing is, just quickly I want to mention on this, is, no, just what you're going to say, is the word podcast puts me off. There's probably people like me, and when I knew David and Gordon were going to be doing it, my first thing was, it's a great idea, but it might be boring. So I did listen to it with an open opinion on it, and the way David tells the stories, he really does capture you, but it's only for half an hour. So that's an average bus journey to work.
Yep. So if you're going to work in the train, the bus, even on your car,
or sitting in the pan,
or sitting in the pan, if you've had a curry the night before, then please give us a wee listen. We've got 6 episodes up at the moment. We've got. We're trying to source a new. I don't want to get into technical details, okay, but basically we're getting a new source to upload the files. It's much easier. It gets
what subjects have we got?
Gets us more views and more listens, so there'll be much more content in the next week or so, okay? But we'll announce that on our Facebook channel. So far we've got a fantastic, David's told us, a fantastic half hour on Walter Tull.
Yeah.
That goes side with the Spurs game.
The first black player
to play to sign for Rangers.
Yeah.
And he was a pioneer, literally a pioneer. Some of the stuff he did was absolutely fantastic, but I don't want to spoil it, okay? We've also got our fantastic strikers. There's 2 parts to that, so David has told us all about our fantastic strikers from 1872 to around just up to the kind of end of the Second World War period. We've also had our League Cup, the most successful League Cup team in the history of the League Cup. We've also had the opposite of that, our 25-year Scottish Cup hoodoo.
The hoodoo. But that fascinated me because I read the book. I forgot the name of the book. I think there's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers who start on the chapter. Yeah. And it's a fascinating subject to me. And
we've also had a tribute when the Sanders happened with Andy Goran. We did an episode on our best goalkeepers. And we've also done wonderful wingers as well. So David has told us, like David Herd again, just say,
if anybody's listening to them,
massive
post a bit of feedback.
Yeah, because some of the stuff I've learned, and I consider myself to be a fan.
But it's no David telling you, and you think, oh, it's just stats and it's boring. He tells it in a good narrative, and he narrates the stories well.
Very, very good narration, and he's a very good storyteller. So go on Spotify, type in the Gers TV, listen to the episodes, all free of charge, and let us know some feedback.
The other thing, if you've got any subjects that you think David could cover,
let
him know. I was just thinking at the weekend there, and he's maybe thinking about David Jimmy Spears, things like that, the kind of stuff that I've done in the war. Because Willie Thornton was also, there's loads of people that were in the wars with Rangers that would maybe a subject. We have just recorded in the last few days the Iron Curtain defence. Right, yep. Okay, so we've done a show on that. Again, absolutely fascinating for me, and again, David covers it fantastically, and that'll be on Spotify. That'll be a new episode in the next couple of days, so keep tuned for that. So, lastly on it, just before I forget, I don't know if you know this, just to explain how popular it's been and how well these videos have been made. Rangers are now actually interviewing David officially to speak about his contribution, what he can do with Rangers history. Yeah. So that shows you that we're doing something right. And once again, David, thanks very much for your help and assistance. And I promise you, over the next couple of days and weeks, there'll be a few more episodes going out there because we're always looking to get more content. Okay, David, if you can post the new forage, you could post a link. That'd be great. Yep. While we're there, so David, if you are watching, you've got the link that we've sent about Spotify. Please post it on our Facebook messages there. Hi Warren Rainey, how you doing, mate? Hope you're alright. And John Crawford as well. Loads, Jimmy, hello from Kilrain. Loads of Kilrain lads at the weekend I was drinking as well. How you doing, mate?
So we are going to just start off the kind of, obviously we've talked about
The
a
money
few things
thing.
already, so
Aye.
a few comments about the finances at Rangers, and I think this all came about because of inactivity at the transfer window, deadline day.
I think the 4-0 gubbing with Celtic made it
Yeah.
worse.
Aye, I think it brought home on a few eyes. So basically, there's been a lot of coverage in the last few weeks about Rangers' finances, and Rangers have attempted, the hierarchy at Rangers have attempted to clarify a few things, but in my humble opinion, I think they've muddied the waters a little bit because they haven't really clarified anything for me. It's kind of like a kind of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, well, a few things about it, and I'm not want to be criticising people that are doing their best, but they've only put it out to certain websites that I'm not going to criticise them in the first place. I'm not going to say it in overcritical, and I'm not going to call them out if there's things that are wrong. The best way to do it would probably be if a kind of free-for-all where people can say their honest opinion. The reason I'm saying that, the Rangers support in general, that I speak to the guys in the drinking the bars in the Paisley Road West, Duke Street, Brigton and that, the Rangers supporters, clubs, the average fan is pretty angry at the way they're being treated when it comes to, just in general, it's all, every time I open my email, there's a promotion from Rangers that involves how much you're going to pay.
Yeah. There is a cost of living crisis right now, and you're right, it's like every day I get the same emails where it's subscribe to this, buy this, so on and so forth, and you know, I think that there's not been as much investment in the playing staff as maybe we would like in the last 6 months or so, and in the last couple of weeks various people have come out at Rangers. The vice chairman's come out and basically said that we're looking to sell, basically.
Right. Well, what the first thing that alarmed me, Gordon, was they said that the club are they're aware that they've been not very transparent with the fans, and if you want to watch the rest of the video, you have to buy the Rangers TV podcast that they're doing it on and pay more money. Well, this is half of the problem in the first place. Some people just cannot afford to keep putting money into Rangers. They can't buy five tops. They can't buy tops for their kids, their grandkids. It's an endless pit, and they had a chance to thank the fans twice in the last 6 months. They could have thanked them by a free a free beanbag or a cheap beanbag for Europe final, and they totally snubbed the fans and sent their staff, people that are paid by the club, to Spain rather than looking after the loyal fans. And then again they had the chance recently we're doing a few things, but they don't want to thank the fans. It just seems to be every time they do something, it's how much can we get from it.
Yeah, and it's a case of tipping the fans upside down and seeing how much money falls out their pockets.
Yeah, for an example, the Champions League prices. I don't really want to go down the road of comparing this to other clubs, smaller clubs in the city. However, you have to look at the prices, and at this time when Rangers supporters are, for the last 4 or 5 weeks, have been 2 games a week. Ibrox is full every week. The ladies' game was a great attendance. People are going to the B games, and Rangers could have charged. Now I know for a fact that one of the proposals was, and I wouldn't even have done it, but one of the proposals put to the board was the fans all pay, no matter what stand you're in, they all pay £50 each, and it's we're all in it together. The fans are in it together, the directors are in it together, the clubs are in it together. We're charging you £50, not a penny more. If you're in the big seats, the wee seats, we're all together. Instead, some of the prices, in my opinion, are just, there's no loyalty at all attached to it.
My Champions League tickets cost more than £180.
Yeah. Now imagine if you've got like 2 kids or a family.
So you're talking, so 180 quid, you half that for the kids, so 180 quid plus another 180 quid. You're talking 300, 400, 500 quid for you and your kids to go to see 3 European games in the Champions League. Yes, it's a big occasion, and I do understand the business need, I do understand the need to make money and revenue. However, at the same time, we are not a bottomless pit of money for the club, and there seems to be, yes, when we were coming up to the leagues, we gave our loyalty. We were 50,000 people there every week. We went all the away games, home and away, Division 3, Division 2, Division 1 for 2 seasons, then in the Premiership with Kachina, etc.
We watched some draws, if I've been honest.
We watched some draws, and then when it comes to the first time in Champions League for 12 years, whatever, we seem to be getting fleeced.
Yeah, I mean, examples of that. I've got a wee grandson, wee Jackson. I buy him every Rangers strip. but I don't really look at the price. I just say to my daughter, I wish I had, I didn't realise the price. Me and my brother Mark, a couple of weeks ago in the Rangers shop, and we were going to go swimming at the Village Hotel, and I forgot my shorts. And I went in and asked the guy for the cheapest pair of shorts. I'm going to wear them once. £45. Right?
Yeah.
And then I noticed the Rangers top, the adult Rangers top is £108. So I was saying to the guy, I can't believe that, one, if I was buying that top, I wouldn't want any sponsors on it. I wouldn't want to be sponsoring 5 or 6 companies on it. I'd want it plain with just the Rangers logo. But why would I be paying £108? And he went, because that's the real one, we've got the other one there, that's not the real one. So I said, so you've got 2 levels of fans, you've got the fans with the real top, and then you're saying the other ones haven't got the real top. What's the club becoming? This is a club for the working class Protestant people in this country. People are in a crisis and they're charging £45 for strips with a logo. Nobody'd ever heard of Castore in their life. Nobody'd ever heard of that company. And the badges are ripping off, the quality's bad. They should be looking after the fans and giving the fans something back.
Yeah. Obviously, we've got a lot of fans. We're a broad church these days, and we've got a lot of fans, different minorities, different religious beliefs, etc., etc.
Yeah.
However, you know, so obviously Rangers welcomes absolutely everyone. Follow anyone,
But
everyone.
at the same time, they have
what
got
I would say
principles
is,
that you should stand by.
what I was going to agree with you is that with the Castore stuff, for example, as well. Like, yeah, I do genuinely understand the need to make money. But it's a business. It is a business. Always will be now. However, at the same time, people will start to turn away to buy the merchandise, and then
a few examples of that. People have said to me, you get the same merchandise in other shops cheaper. I can't afford to. I've got a family. I can't afford to go to the Rangers shop. Can you blame them?
I mean, I would love to be able to go to the Rangers shop at Christmas, week before Christmas, and buy all my family and friends all the Rangers merchandise.
Yep.
And all the Rangers, all the little things you get, like your calendars, your programmes, your tops, your shorts, your polo shirts. But I mean, it's hundreds of pounds now, and it's.
An example, I thought they could have let the fans in for the ladies' game for free. Champions League one, they could have said we're going to try and get the biggest attendance ever in Scottish football for a ladies' game. Let's fill it for the ladies. It's a one-off.
And now, if you want to get tickets for games now, you need to pay the £40 stealth tax for my Gers.
Yep.
Then you need to pay extra for you pay extra for different things. It's basically just a tax. You see, it's basically like basically what we're paying now is for managers is a ticket tax.
And there's also people saying, I've very rarely met anybody that's happy with the My Gers scheme.
It's not transparent. It's basically now a situation where the people with the most money get the tickets.
Yep. It's also pushing out, and I'm really angry at this, it's really pushing away the Rangers supporters clubs. I've been on supporters buses since I've been a kid. Some of my best memories are probably the same. I've been on supporters buses. Some of my best friends I've met in life have been different supporters buses. These guys are going to Aberdeen with 2 tickets.
Thought you were going to say some of your best friends are Rangers fans.
Aye, some Rangers fans I know. But for an example, how are you supposed to run a bus for Brighton with 2 tickets, right? I know they still
Well,
run
we'll
it.
get Raz point there.
Was that, lads, every trip to see Rangers for me, depending on Ibrox or Europe, is between £500 and £1,500 for a match from London. It's a lot of dough.
We're getting into a situation where in Scotland and England, all over Britain, there's going to be literally what's called warm banks getting opened up, where churches, community halls will have heaters for people to go and make sure they're warm, and literally because they can't afford heating.
Yep.
But yeah, and I'm not going to get me wrong. You know, I work, Simon works. I'm sure everyone out there works, makes a good wage, works really hard. But at the same time, I think there has to be a little bit of understanding from the club now that it's not a bottomless pit.
I mean, the answer I was going to ask you was, to everyone, did you watch the videos and do you think you got an answer? Do you think we got answers?
I don't think that we got answers. I think that it was smoke and mirrors. And
Can I put it to you another way? Do you know less now than you knew before it?
It was diverting attention. Really, it was interviews basically to try and answer, but didn't give any answers. It was scripted interviews.
Aye. I mean, they're just so remote for the fans. I mean, even I heard a story recently as well about one of the dinners, and one of the speakers was going to make a joke about Andy Cameron, and he was told, no, he's part of the heresy. You don't criticise these people. There's things happening with the club just now, I think they're not much different than the Murray era.
Yeah.
We fought to get ready.
Well, on that note, so we've got a few comments to read out. Okay, so Jim Lanarkshire, so on that note,
Yep.
about the money era, I mean, as much as David Murray had his faults, I'm sure we can all agree on that. I don't want to open that
100%,
particular
yeah.
can of worms. However, I remember we used to get the first European game free.
And the League Cup.
The League Cup free. Friendlies were free as well.
Yep.
I mean, if you went to see the Spurs and West Ham friendlies, you were talking £50 for your 2 friendlies at the start of the season.
And a cold pie.
Okay. So yep. Mark Leslie, absolutely fantastic points. We're just out of fuel, so we're not fans anymore. We have become customers, and yep, the board take advantage of loyalty and love we have for the club. To price fix our merchandise, and we fined $2 million for fleecing the 12-man says it all. 1-0 to Rangers Blue.
Okay, that's in Benfica the news, so that puts on me.
Yep.
3 each. Great.
Okay, so
Mark, can you keep us, or anybody?
Aye.
Can you keep us up to date? I forgot to mention the ladies' games on the night. But that's a great point. The biggest thing that Rangers Football Club have and always will have is the support. And to find out that through the Castro deal they're fixing prices to get more money out of the fans.
Yeah.
Who have these people become? Because we
Yeah.
fought to get them in.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like I will go back to I said it 5 minutes ago, I'll say it again. I do totally get the fact we have to make money. We have we have to make money. However, at the same time, Mark make a great point about they're playing the loyalty now, and Scott McPhee's followed it up by saying that the money's been spent on the top end hospitality with the fancy lounges, etc. Couldn't agree more.
The other point, Gordon, just what you mentioned there. See, when you're saying that the Rangers, they need to make money. The club needs to make money. That's a great point, right? But if you remember, I made a complaint about this before. See, the week before we went to Seville, the Rangers shop had not one item selling merchandise for the final, and a guy down the boat me, the Copeland Road, had all his merchandise, and people were coming out the shop and gone there. So the club needs the money that much, they would have had that ready, because everybody knew if we win the semi-final, we're in the final. That's how football works. Rangers didn't seem to know this. As well as that, if these people that claim to be Rangers men wanted to make money for the club, why was there not a beanback? It doesn't make any sense. They just want to add, they want to take money off the fan every week, the easiest way possible and the quickest way possible.
Yep, so Rab, we'll just finish off this particular topic with your comment. So you're pointing out the board are worse than another board. I wouldn't quite go as far as to say they are enemies of our sport now. However, there seems to be a bit of a chasm developing.
What I'll do is, rather than keep the debate going, if you think the current board they have answered the questions of the support, will you give a thumbs up? And if you agree with me, and I think Gordon as well, that they didn't give us any answers that the fans did require, give us a thumbs down, and that way we can gauge it later on.
Yep. Okay, so that's us covered that topic. So
yep.
Back to, obviously there happened a national break. Now I know that the Scotland national team splits Rangers fans, okay, however, just to mention that, the last week it has been quite, if you do support Scotland, great. If not, then that's fine as well. But a couple of wins and a draw, and we did win the group in the league, the Nations League. Okay, so well done to Scotland. Okay,
I don't watch them.
That's fine.
No, I agree with you. If people are interested, I agree.
People are interested in it, then absolutely fine. If not, that's absolutely fine as well. I understand completely why people support Scotland. I understand completely why Rangers fans have got a little bit of mistrust and doubt about it.
I think there's a third argument that people just think it's a bit boring international football.
Yeah, and the old adage is like if we put up if our best players like Morelos and Jack get injured all the time, then it's a bit of a waste. So totally get it. Okay, so that's us covered that. Okay, so back to Premiership SPL action on at the weekend. Big game.
The dog's snoring in case anybody's
wondering. The show's going well. We sent the dog to sleep.
But I thought it was you talking about Scotland.
I think it was.
The dog was Northern Ireland with me.
Look at the dog's eyes. That looks weird. I can't look at that. So big game on Saturday.
So let the good times roll. If Rangers win on Saturday, which we're hoping to do, they go top of the league. Yes. Albeit only for 24 hours, or Celtic win the next day. However, this is an opportunity we've got because they slipped up last week against St Mirren when no one, and everyone, when I say no one, thought that would happen.
What was the difference between St Mirren playing Celtic? Apparently, not that I watched the game, but so I've been told. What was the difference between Rangers playing Celtic and St Mirren playing Celtic?
I didn't see it.
St Mirren played 2 strikers.
Well, that's a good point. The worrying thing with that is Rangers have got probably. We've got the best striker in Scottish football without a doubt, but Kolak wouldn't be far off it.
Yep.
And I've already made the point on the page, your page, why don't we try it? I think you can't play 2 strikers in European games where you need to take a tough midfield, But when you're playing against teams like St Mirren, Motherwell and teams like that, who are going to Dundee United, for example, the Dundee United won last week, Rangers should be playing with the two best strikers that we've got, and they should be.
Yeah.
They shouldn't need that. They should maybe need one holding midfielder, but no two. I mean, that's
you
ridiculous.
don't need 2 or 3 holding midfielders when you're playing Ross County at home, when you're playing Dundee United at home.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So,
but our manager doesn't seem to want to change that.
Our manager seems to think that drawing away from home is a great result at the moment in time. So hopefully that changes on Saturday. To be fair, we haven't. You know, Gio's record, and I'm not advocating that he loses his job or he resigns. I still think Gio's the man. However, I think we have to take advantage of any slip-ups because we have to.
Nothing but a win Saturday.
Games like Hearts away, Albion away, Celtic away, they're statement games. We go out and we play them off the park and win 2 or 3-0. It sends a statement.
Yeah, so another thing about that is a couple of things where you don't want to be negative for the team. You're trying to play up. Rangers, we love the team, we love the club.
Absolutely.
But if there's concerns there, some concerns I've got. For an example, it's now, this will be the 5th week, I believe, since Ben Davies has been declared fit to play in the centre-half position. So if, I don't know what Mark's saying, 3-2, I'll get a chance in a minute.
There's been 5 different scores.
The scoreline just keeps changing on our page. Sorry, we see that at the side of our eye.
I know.
So Ben Davies has been fit now for, in my opinion, 5 weeks from what I know. And Ben Davies we bought for £4 million from Liverpool. And he's got to be the guy that we expected to play in that position. If he doesn't play on Saturday, that's a concern that we're buying players and not playing them on a regular basis.
So what has happened is we have all bemoaned the lack of investment in the club and the playing staff, the team in the last 6 months. We spent £10 million on 2 defenders over the summer, and between them they've played half a game, if that. I don't even think they've played the friendlies. So it's worrying when our defence looks so shaky. And correct me if I'm wrong, Si, but the game against Dundee United, he brought on I can't remember specifically. I've sort of researched this before, but he brought somebody on for the park to play in defence, and it wasn't either two of the new signings.
Yeah. So a couple of things. Leon King, I think, is injured.
He's
for
injured, yeah.
Saturday. That's why I'm saying, if Leon King's injured, Ben Davies is on the bench. Surely he's going to get his chance to play. Surely, but you don't spend £4 million and then bring in that would be a 4th choice defender. Now, if Leon King, I hope this young boy's got a lot of promise, but if Rangers at the start of the season were planning on using Leon King as our main central defensive partner with Connor Golson, then what I would have done is I wouldn't have spent £4 million on Ben Davies. I would have kept Leon Balogun as a backup to the two of them, and that would have freed £4 million for another player.
Balogun is now signed for QPR.
Aye, that ship's gone now. But that's what I would have done in the first place. And if Rangers don't play with Davies on Saturday, then you have to ask why we signed him.
Yeah, and I think after the game a couple of weeks ago, the press conference, I think it was Napoli game, Gio was asked about this, and he lost the rag with the journalist.
That's right.
Now, in these press conferences, you don't really hear the journalists that are there ask a lot of penetrating questions, because you pay your 20 grand or whatever, and you want to suck up. But to be fair, there was a few difficult questions, and Gio he wasn't comfortable at all, and there's definitely something wrong with the recruitment and procurement at the club when our defence is shaky, but we've got £10 million worth of defensive talent that's been signed,
not used.
So it's a strange situation. So David had a couple of points. So we all know we'll see 2 defensive midfielders, one at our front, and allow Hart to come at us. Probably, yeah. Warren's wanting us to play 4-4-2 and attack them.
Yeah.
I want that as well, Warren.
David has made a good point here. Remember, Sands suspended for the Liverpool game. That might mean we don't risk Davies on Saturday as he has to be available for Anfield. In my opinion, that would be suicide for the manager for one simple reason. Rangers need to win the league this season. It's simple as that. We need to win the league. That's our bread and butter. That's our biggest chance of success for the Champions League next season.
Yep.
And we shouldn't be worrying about Liverpool at all until after the game on Saturday.
Yep.
However, you might be right. I think you might be right with what you're saying.
And on top of that as well, he's not played, so how is it, if he doesn't play on Saturday, how does he get match
How does
fit?
he fit in against Liverpool? Possibly the
When
hardest
you've
game.
got your Firminos, you've got your Salahs up front, you've got your Jotas up front, you've got all your Liverpool world class players, so I understand your point, because if anything happens on Saturday to any of our defenders, then we're screwed for Anfield.
We
So
need to get
absolutely
this
agree,
right.
David. But at the same time, I worry that if we're not playing these guys and we throw them straight into the deep end at Anfield, they're not going to match fit. So they're
100%.
fit, they're physically fit, but they're not match
And
fit.
also, a good argument is one of the best grounds to test your players on is Tynecastle. So,
Yep.
if Ben Davies can't cope against at Tynecastle, he wouldn't be able to cope at Liverpool, but he's played there before, obviously. I'm confident the guy can fit in. But another couple of points, Gordon, just on that are concerning me. First of all, some of the selections that the manager makes baffle me, to say the least. For an example, I'm a fan of a. I forgot his name. Too many names.
Big fan then.
I was going to say Salenko, I don't know why.
Sai is the biggest fan in the world of this player, but he can't remember his name.
Sakala, right, I was going to say Salenko, I was trying to understutter it.
Oh, Salenko, we
Sakala,
could do with him against Liverpool.
Aye, well, he's a bit old now. I think Sakala's a good player that's been kind of hung out to dry. They brought him on in the Europa Cup final with the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes ago, I believe, to try and win it for us. So this tells you that the guy's got potential. He almost won the game at Celtic Park last season. He should have scored. He was so unlucky. But this is where I don't get it. He's not started in. He's not featured in any games this season. Up until the last week, they play him in the Queen of the South game, and he has a stinker. But the boy's over trying. You can see he's over trying to compensate. What do we do to beat Celtic? We bring him. Out of nowhere to beat Celtic. If he's not been good enough in the last 4 or 5 weeks before that, why would he be the man to come in and beat Celtic? If there's a man to beat Celtic, you'd have played him before then.
The only word that it does say, I don't want to say this word, but that beats like in a desperation a little bit.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
But don't get me wrong, just to reiterate, I think Gio has done enough to give him to this season. But I think winning the Scottish Cup, getting the Europa League final, getting us qualifying through the PSV games in the end. I think he has, and to be fair, I thought we played okay against Napoli as well for a lot of parts of the game.
I thought Rangers played great at times against Napoli. So I wouldn't criticise that match.
So I don't think we are saying it's all over or it's all bad. But I think that some of the games, if you look back to Parkhead and you look to some of the games, I mean, even against Dundee United, the last 10 minutes we looked scared. And we were time wasting.
We forgot to talk about this on the video, right? Because we mentioned it right after it, right? An example. Rangers have got 3 minutes added on time. They go up to the corner flag, and it was Tillman, and I can't remember who else, but Tillman and some other Rangers player tried to time waste in the corner flag rather than put the ball in and try and score.
Yeah, this is Rangers at home against Dundee United, bottom of the league, shipped about 20 goals in 3 games.
We're panicking. They lose the ball. Dundee United ran up the park, and it went to a corner for Dundee United with the last kick of the ball. Yep. If Dundee United had scored that goal, I believe Van Bronckhorst would have been out the door.
Yeah.
What's that? What's going on there? Come on, that's just ridiculous football.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, Rangers.
That's no game management.
It's not game management, but at the same time, it's they've been given instructions to time waste, and for me, watching Rangers time waste at home against a team that's bottom of the league does not fill me with massive confidence.
Another concern with that is Rangers are winning 2-0 against Dundee United at this point. Why would you not bring Morelos on? Morelos is desperate for game time. Why would you not be bringing Morelos on at that point? I don't get that. So we're still getting the argument that Morelos isn't match fit. You can only be match fit by playing matches.
Yeah. So let's catch up a couple of the comments.
Yeah.
Okay. So Daniel Coffey totally agrees with what's getting said here. Questions need answered. So again, we're not necessarily massively criticising the club. All we look for here is to give an honest opinion, our points of view.
100%.
We don't filter. See the comments you guys give us. We don't filter them. We read them out and we try and answer them as best we can.
We don't hide. We don't hide.
And if people like that, great. If they don't, then we'll still do it. Harold Stitt couldn't agree more with attack teams. I don't like talking about other clubs, okay, but the other club across the city, they have done, let's call a spade a spade, they go out and attack teams and they get the rewards a lot of the time because they think to themselves, they're a big club, we're playing a wee club, let's go beat them 4 or 5-0. Whereas we kick off and we go, let's try and contain Dundee United.
Let's hope. Let's stop them from scoring.
Aye, we're at Ibrox and we're playing down next to Ross County, and our mindset seems to be let's try and stop them from scoring. Let's see if we can score, but try and stop them.
There is an argument as well that we have been unlucky in front of goal in the last couple of months. For an example, we should have been 3-0 up against Dundee United in the first 10 minutes. However, you have to make your own luck. You make your own luck. It's alright saying they were unlucky, but you still need to put the ball in the net.
See when you start depending on luck and the referees for results. That's when it's a shaky
the desperate stages.
Scott McPhee's asking, are the Geos players Ross Wilson's? Now, a few weeks ago, I think it was our last show, a lot of debate over this, and I actually said I believed that Ross Wilson would have done not a fantastic job, but a good job at least. However, Scott's asking, are the Geos players or Ross Wilson's players? And after that press conference a couple of weeks ago, I totally believe in that. I will be honest, and I've changed my mind on this. I think they're Ross Wilson's players that Gio is stubbornly not playing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll tell you why I agree with that, Gordon. See, when Gio got the job, one of the biggest signings he's done was when he bought the Ajax under-18 coach.
Not Dave Ross, he's assistant manager, but it's not. I can't remember the exact name, but I agree. I know exactly who you're talking about.
The first thing that we spoke about is we're going to buy the best young talent in Dutch football that is available to us. I haven't bought any of them. We've got I know there's been an issue with family issues and now.
We've sold one of our best players, Bassey, to the Dutch league.
Some of the coaching staff haven't been there, but you're hearing stories about the Rangers kit man and things like that are taking the training before the matches and things like that, the warm up. It is a concern, but I thought we were going to do the Dutch philosophy. We were going to buy Dutch players, and we were going to be looking at playing that kind of style of football with the players that play that already. But the players that were bought look to me like Ross Wilson players, and that's why they're not playing. I
don't know, maybe a bit old fashioned when it comes to football and signings, etc. I cannot believe there's not been at least some conversation between Van Bronckhorst and Ross Wilson about the players they're going to sign, because at the end of the day, Ross Wilson can sign 10 players, but Ross Wilson's not the manager.
Yeah. And so if that is the case, was it agreed before he took the job? Is that why Gerrard was wanting to leave?
Well, I have had a few conversations about that, and I think one of the reasons Gerrard left was because he was told there was going to be no more investment in the squad.
Mm-hmm. I can believe that.
And he had to get the best out. And don't get me wrong, Gerrard had a lot of money to spend, and we made a lot of signings under Gerrard, and we did,
But he did say at the end of his 55 season, I want to progress and I want to improve the team.
Absolutely, and there was no. We seemed to, and looking back, we all criticised Gerrard for the way that he left. He left under a bit of a cloud that November day. However, maybe there's a bit more to it. Obviously, there is more to it, but I believe that I personally believe that he was told you'll get what you're given. You've got to make do what you've got. Bill have come in and said, no, we want to go forward, we'll give you X amount of money to spend.
It's a lot of it does make you think. I mean, for an example as well, we've got Roy Mackay, who's one of the best strikers in European world football at one point. Rangers players do not shoot outside the box, except for the boy that signed the boy that's injured in Lawrence.
Yeah.
He seems to be the older player, and sometimes you've got Lundstrom trying to shoot outside the box, but Lundstrom's been moved so far back in midfield that he's not the same player anymore. But we've got this great coach who should be, I don't know why, but we don't seem to be effective in front of goals. And lastly, our set pieces this season have been awful. Defending corners and taking corners, they're non-effective.
Yeah, so Stuart Duncan saying we should buy Gary Cahill.
Well, we can't buy anybody.
Well, we can bring in, if it's a free transfer. There was rumours that we were going to sign Fabian Delph a couple of weeks ago, but they were just rumours, it was free transfers. So I do believe that we can bring in free transfers, so there's free agents out there. But again, we have got, you wouldn't know it with the team that play against Dundee United, but I thought that we have got a lot of players. Like, we're paying a lot out of wages right now. We've still got a lot of players injured. We've got Hadji injured. We've got Kemar Roof that's still been injured as well.
How long does it take Roof to come back as well?
We've got obviously Lawrence is out. We've got we're top heavy in the midfield. We've signed a lot of defenders that aren't playing. So we've signed obviously we've signed Tillman. We've signed Montondo. We have signed a lot of players.
Yep. Kolak, to be fair, Kolak's been a great signing. But again, if you're going to buy a poacher, you need to get
Yeah.
plenty of balls in the box for him.
So David's kind of saying, David Herd again, I think
Yeah.
the manager wasn't involved in some of the signings. Do you know what, David? You know, see if you ask, see close season, I wouldn't have believed that, but see looking back now, I probably do believe that for the most
Yep.
part. Yep, Scott saying no Dutch players, absolutely right.
I mean, when Advocat was with Rangers, it was all Dutchman that was buying at one point, and people expected that.
Yeah.
Now, his prodigy is Giovanni van Bronckhorst.
Yep, and just going back to Gio's tactics as well, like Gio played for Rangers, Barcelona,
And
Arsenal.
Aye.
Teams that go out and attack and win every game, whereas for some reason Gio's, very, very defensive
Very
as a player.
reluctant.
He's
Yep.
never, Gio's never really played in an overly defensive team, but I don't know why. Maybe somebody that goes to the press conference might want to ask him this. Why is his mentality as a coach very defensive?
Yeah, but you've also mentioned in the past that he does have a bad record in general in football as a manager away from home.
In general, yeah. So he's been manager in China, Guangzhou. I don't know if you've actually had how you pronounce it right.
Say that
In the
again.
Chinese, in the Chinese Super League,
I thought that was a dog
Field. So his away record hasn't been great, and if anybody wants to run the statistics for us, if you go back to when Gio had a great start, you think he won his first 8 games in a row, didn't concede a
That's
goal.
right.
However, if you look back, then overall his away record hasn't been good at all, and that's when Gerard left and Gio took over. We were 6 points ahead, and
Aye.
ended up being 6 points behind. So, and that is wholly due to
The argument for him is that his away record and his record in general in Europe was very good, which is a fair comment. But we need to win the league. The league is our bread and butter.
Yep. So David Herd, 12 players out of contract next summer. Again, absolutely right. No option to spend money.
Yep.
If you lose most of them for nothing, and the way things are going, we might want something to leave for nothing.
Well, just on that, David and Gordon, I'm going to ask you this because you're quite good with the finances. One of the things that
Not my
people
own.
one of the things that people were upset about the last 2 interviews and with the board, and the one that really answered, in my opinion, was we believed there was something like £40 million brought in from the last season, basically effectively. Now they're telling you it's nothing like that.
Well, there has been. So if you look at the player sales, so Bassey, Nanibo, and Patterson, I think obviously you get your add-ons. So if you just say that we brought in anywhere between 35 and 40 million for
Yep.
those 3 players. Okay, yeah, that's conservative, that figure. All right. We also made at least, I would say, at least 40 million in total for the Europa League run. That's so we're talking between
Ticket
somewhere
sales.
between 70 to 80 million pounds. Okay. On top of that, we've also had this season ticket sales and several European, 2 home games qualifying for the Champions League and the Champions League money. Now the Champions League money won't have all been paid to us. That's absolutely right. But I think if you start to total it up, then I would say in the last 12 months or so, Rangers have made somewhere in the region of £80 million.
So the question when with putting you in the spot, then you're not convinced of what Rangers are telling you then?
I think that the board are paying back the loans that they've given us.
Yeah.
I think that
Which
they're spending
I
it
think
on.
people would be happy with that
Yeah.
if they were transparent, said we have to pay these back.
Scott just agreeing with that.
Yeah.
So
So Scott, that's what one of my points. If Dougie Park's due money back and the fans are told he's due his money back,
just tell us.
tell us the reason we wanted rid of the old board was that they weren't transparent with the fans. If we've not got as much money because we've got to pay a lot of bills for any reason, tell
Yeah.
us. That's fine. But don't make everybody thinks if we go to the Europa Cup final, we're going to then come out and start spending.
Yeah,
and
we're
improving.
not going to spend 20 to 30 million on players because we got to the Champions League, but and plus we have got money earmarked for players, so we've got £10 million, well, almost up to close to £10 million
Yeah.
earmarked for Sands and Tillman.
Plus the fact that
And-
again back to what I said earlier on, if the club's losing it and not get anywhere near the money we think we have, why would we be buying guys like Ben Davies and not playing them?
Yeah.
It's incredible the way the fans are treated because everybody's guessing this. We're all kind of
Yeah, I think Warren Rooney, I think you've hit the nail on the head. All we're looking for is a bit of
Honesty,
transparency
yeah.
and honesty. Yeah, absolutely agree. So let's be a bit more positive, okay? So let's have your predictions for the Hearts game, okay? I'm going to go out on a limb and say 2-0 to Rangers.
2-1.
2.
Rangers, I always back. Rangers always stick with the blue and you'll never lose.
Yeah.
Um,
So guys, let us know
Yeah.
who's going to be who would you start up front? Who would you start in the team on Saturday? And let us know what you think the score will be.
Yeah.
And let us know if you're going to Liverpool as well. So we will, if we get time, we'll maybe try and do a wee show early next week, Monday
Well,
or
that's
so.
what we're going to say, but we always believe in charity with the Gers TV. So if anybody's got any spare tickets for the game, we'll happily pay for the tickets. Liverpool end or the Rangers end, we don't really care.
Yeah, and we'll donate the money to charity.
But we will accept any tickets that are going. We'll be happy with that, so don't be shy.
Yep.
2 tickets is plenty.
Yep, we only need 2, so...
A wee update, Mark's gave us an update. So Rangers, sorry, we should have said this earlier on it.
yes.
Because we got so many scores coming in. The Rangers goal for the Rangers ladies tonight was chopped off. So it's 80 minutes gone, it's still 0-0, but we're looking stronger at the end of the game, given good show from the Rangers women. So the Rangers women need to score to make it 3 each.
Yes.
That's a wee prediction. The prediction's
Okay.
coming in 3-1 to the Bears. So I was confident, we're still a
right,
confident
yeah.
support. Listen, we need.
Yeah, but listen, we have to be confident. We're only
Yeah.
listen, we're only 3 points behind. We can, or 2 points behind, whatever. We can go top of the league on the weekend.
They've got to focus on the fact that we must be top of the league by the end
Yeah,
of the game.
absolutely. So I don't think any expects us to go down to beat Liverpool 2 or 3-0 down in Anfield. But I think we should be expecting to go and beat Hearts.
Something else to consider, Gordon, I meant to say this earlier because Mark had mentioned it on the channel, Mark Leslie. Rangers have regularly been playing this is no excuse, it's just factual. Rangers have regularly been playing against good teams 2 games a week.
Yeah.
Right, they've been playing away from home in Scottish football or whatever, and they've also been playing in Europe from the start of the season. Celtic's just starting to do that now, and already in the news I've heard today about the sob story about they've got injury problems. Well, one of the players injured was celebrating, if you remember, celebrating against us.
But Matthew Allison Brown senior, good luck getting a passport. The problem with the players coming in injury prone. Yep. So not only have we signed these players, but apart from Tillman and Matondo and Kolak, you're right, injury prone. So everyone forgets that we've got John Suter coming in, Ben Davis and Ridvis. I don't know how you pronounce it.
I think it's Ridvan.
Ridvan. Again, we always go back to this point. Why, if they're on the bench, they're fit enough to come on. They're fit enough to play.
I would think so, aye.
Because see modern day football side, you probably know it yourself.
You can't bring a player who's no fit.
But also that, I'd seen seen players' contracts. See if you're on the bench, you don't get a game, you get a bonus payment for that. You get unused sub fee and all that, plus your wages. So
another thing is, I'm not convinced. I don't really know the ins and outs of this, but see the term match fitness. I think there's quite a lot of players that play at the top level that will never be match fit, if you know what I mean, because of certain injuries they've got. They'll be fit enough to play a game of football, but it wouldn't be medically termed as match fit.
You've got players that get good intelligence and good positional sense that was
a point I was going to make. Sorry, but we were talking about as well was last week in Europe against Napoli. I thought Stephen Davis played really well.
Yeah,
dropped a week later.
Yeah,
that's the kind of things that worry me.
And I'm all for bringing through young talent, etc. But
to
bring in Charlie McCann, a must-win game. Was when the only part of the team that we are over, you get surplus was as a midfield, but they're bringing in Charlie McCann, which is
and Charlie McCann will be a big star in the future. But you bring Charlie McCann on with 20 minutes to go against Dundee United, guys like Alfredo Morelos who score for fun, sitting on the bench for 90 minutes, needs to get a game and doesn't come on, and that young boy missed it. He missed a Saturday at the end of the game. And you felt for him because the boy's got some amount of talent, but sometimes you need to be dropped. For example, the best thing Rangers can do now is drop Ryan Kent. If they drop Ryan Kent, he'll be a better player.
Guys, if you want to give us a call, we are going to maybe wrap things up in 10 minutes or so.
Right, calls are open, they'll do everything like that.
So we're going to open the phone lines, guys. So obviously we've talked a lot. We've covered quite a bit because we haven't been on air for a couple of weeks. We're going to put the number on in a wee second. Okay, if you want to phone up, you want to give us your opinion on what we spoke about, then the number is 0141 319 5230. 0141 319 5230. So if you want to give us.
That is the number up now. Seconds.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. The Gers TV. Hit it.
And if anybody's wondering if it was a trumpet in that, it wasn't a trumpet in it, it was Peter Lilley at best again.
Our new Gers TV mascot, Lily the dog.
That's us back. So if anybody wants to go, it would be good to get a wee call in because we've been ranting away a wee bit there. I know I did say you've got no much to say, then I've not stopped talking. That's the wonders of coffee. What's the comment there? Sorry, I'll put that right here so you can read these comments. Gordon.
Oh, thanks.
No, I can.
David McMillan's wanting Lowry brought in. Is
Lowry's
Lowry not
he's-
injured? Did he come
no,
back?
he's
Is he
fit
back
now.
again? Okay.
He had a
I seen his Instagram or his Facebook post, whatever it was, but I don't know. Again, it's do you bring Alex Lowry in a big game against Hearts away? Do you know what I mean? It's like
when he's just coming back. I know.
when do you bring these guys in? Do you bring them in and just go for it and say what the hell, or do you kind of play it safe and play your tried and tested against Hearts away?
I'm more concerned about the formation just now. The tactics, the formation, the squad. We've got the players. There's no doubt about it. Rangers have got a great squad, but you need to have game management. You need, for an example, Alan McGregor is a better goalkeeper.
Yeah.
That's no debate. I'm surprised they gave him another season, but they've given him another season and he's the best goalkeeper. So they haven't bought any. They haven't bought any. I know I'm Bonnie Doug. They haven't brought another goalkeeper in.
Just to go back to the talk about Scotland earlier.
McLaughlin to me is a good backup goalkeeper, but he's not a better keeper than McGregor. That shouldn't have a debate for me. Kent, somebody's mentioned again. Kent's not playing very well, so
Look at Warren.
Be a bad thing. Right, just get the sound right in this one. Hi Warren.
Hi Warren.
How you doing, guys?
Very
Oh, good,
well,
mate.
Warren, yourself.
Not too bad, Lord, not too bad at all.
Good.
It's good to be back on again.
Thank
I've
you.
been doing a lot of stuff, so I apologise to anybody's been with me. Me and Save got a couple of plans afoot. Help me, Mr. Leslie.
I think I phoned you not drunk with that one, but I still want to do it.
I'm not going to say nothing now until we've got everything ready to go, but
Yeah.
anybody who wants the Williamite talks, then just keep watching the show, basically, because there's going to be something happening.
Warren,
Yes, mate.
I'm just going to interrupt you to let you know that the Rangers ladies have scored in the last few minutes of this game, so they've got it back to 3 each. No, disallowed again. Hold on a minute.
I think we need to wait a couple of minutes to
Aye.
on this show because that's
Right, so it's back to... Right, sorry, carry on, Warren, sorry.
No, that's great to hear. Basically, well, that really what I wanted was to say hello again and catch up with people.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been sending me private messages and stuff. And
Good.
it's great just to be back on again. Footballing wise, I'm a bit like yourself, Simon. I'm a bit fed up with international football. I just feel... I think we need to go back to the idea of internationals being for the under-21s or amateur only. You know?
Yeah.
Because it just takes away from the season for teams. Premiership, Scotland, everywhere, it's affected by it. You know, players injured and you know what you do. You know, you've got a momentum. You're maybe a couple of points ahead in the league or something like happened just a few years ago. And then maybe the international break comes in and messes the whole thing up. You know?
Warren.
I'll let you do this.
So Warren, hold on.
We'll get two people. Right, I'll let you do this.
Right, so while you were on the phone, right, Rangers have apparently scored. Then they haven't scored. Then they have scored. But now they might not have scored again.
My brother Mark's saying it's a shocking decision, and Davy Herd saying...
Somebody needs to learn to speak the Gaelic.
To be fair, this is the first time I've ever heard or seen David swear.
I know, exactly.
Sorry, Warren. No,
It's not a goal, it's back to not a goal.
no, it is a goal.
No, it's a goal.
It's
Right.
a goal.
It is a goal.
I don't know.
Yes, one right. Yes, it's back to
Right,
1-0.
okay.
McMillan, right, David McMillan.
No, I do believe international football is a big distraction for league teams, and I think it needs to be looked into.
Yeah.
This World Cup's coming
Okay.
up. I mean, I just don't see the point of doing a World Cup in the winter thing.
Warren, can I just say something?
Again, Warren, just sorry, Si, 1 second. The reason for that, Warren, is purely commercialism. Qatar,
Oh, right.
yeah. So Qatar are hosting it, and Qatar have paid FIFA a lot of money, and it's a commercial decision. Why on earth would you have football, a World Cup?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. In November, December time, it's pure greed commercialism.
The
That's
point
all.
I was going to make, Warren, the point I was going to make on it.
But I support Leeds United.
But Carol
I
waiting.
know it's
Yeah.
going to hurt Leeds United because it's going to take players away when we really need them.
Well, another point I was trying to make there as well, I don't want to sound like a mad lefty or anything, but I agree with the protests about this World Cup, the way they built the stadiums and things. I'm against this World Cup completely. I don't support it whatsoever.
But Simon, it's automatically sort of, let's say it's biased towards the teams that are from that hemisphere.
Yeah.
You know, you get a team from like Sweden or Denmark or something like that trying to play in the heat of that place. It's just horrendous. And people are saying, oh, no, there'll be aircon. Playing in aircon's not a healthy thing either.
Yeah.
You know,
But anyway, as we've said, we're not interested in international anyway, so.
I just don't see the point of it. I don't see the point of a World Cup being played.
Yeah.
You know, in the middle of the winter, middle of a season, which teams have got the momentum to build up. It's just going to destroy the league this year.
It's typical of FIFA.
For the teams in the Premiership in England.
Yeah.
It's just horrendous.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, back to Rangers. I totally agree with what you guys were saying earlier on. Far too commercialised. We're not getting enough clarity from the board on what's actually happening. And there needs to be more transparency there. I just don't know, what way we're moving at all. It's certainly not. We're not seeing the quality of players that we were, as you said earlier on, Simon, about this Dutch youth players and stuff coming through. We haven't seen any. We've seen a couple of half decent players, but they're not world class players. To me, we're already a step behind our other lot.
Yeah.
We need to try and,
The exception, I think Tillman, the young boy Tillman, looked to have the ability, but then the last couple of, the Old Firm game, he looked completely out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were all so upbeat whenever we won the league in the end. Whenever Jared went, we were all downhearted, and we thought, oh, well, Gio's going to come in, he's going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't think Gio's had a chance to be good. I think he's been restrained, and exactly what Gordon was saying earlier on, it seems to be that the decisions on the players coming and stuff and all, I don't think it's Gio that wants those players.
If that's the case, that's a disgrace then. Yeah.
The quality players in Holland that he's not being allowed to.
Yeah, it's straight. I mean, worst case scenario is that there's something strange going on. I mean, at the worst case scenario is Ross Wilson calling all the shots. Best case scenario, in my humble opinion, is that there's a disconnect between the scouts, the director of football, the sport director Ross Wilson, and the manager. There's something not quite right.
And how long do you let it go on, Gordon? This is the thing. How long before we make protests
Well,
as fans? And I don't know what way we could. I certainly wouldn't want to stop attending games or people attending games and stuff. To support the team. Somebody needs to. And certainly our forum here, we're saying it here, and I hope the other supporters forums are doing the same thing. We need to have a voice.
Well, Warren, an example.
We were going to have a voice with, with all of these guys coming in. And we had this years ago where it was sort of them and us situation, and then we thought, well, this is a new Rangers, new people on the board and everything else. And it just seems to be that we're going back to those days where we were.
One example, Warren, is where people might like buying Rangers tops. There's far too many Rangers tops and Rangers training tops and kits being produced.
Yeah.
There's too much pressure on parents. It's just unfair.
You're right, Simon. And to be fair, I mean, I criticise people who buy replicas and everything else because it does take money away from the club. But and also, we need to set.
You can't blame.
People out there
you can't blame them.
Monitoring, prices, especially at this time, whenever everybody has that pinch going on. This is one of the worst financial crises that Britain's seen for a very long time.
Gordon's making a good point, though, right? You can't really blame if a guy's not got a lot of money and he's got a chance to buy replica kits at a cheaper price.
I agree now, but a few years ago I was criticising it. I did it on the own page. Somebody says, "Oh, do you want to buy one of these?" And I went, "Where's the money going?"
Yeah.
There's the money going to the club. There's the money going to back in.
There's also another argument.
If the club's charging £180 for a top, then if people can't afford to eat or heat their flats and their houses, They certainly
there needs
can't.
to be some sort of
Yeah.
monitor going on, Gordon. There needs to be somebody there, you know, go around the other clubs. Go around the other clubs and see what their prices are like.
But-
And even to go down to the Premiership,
The-
our prices are worse.
Yeah, there's
than
also-
the clubs in the Premiership, and
Warren-
they are raking it in.
Warren,
You
there's,
know,
there's also another argument, right, that when I was speaking to people in Benidorm, right, and I hate this argument, but it's very true. Somebody made a joke to me, they might buy a replica kit in Spain, and I was laughing, they went, well, it'll be better quality than the Castore strips.
you're right.
That's the
I
facts.
know a lot of people who, when they first got the Castore kits, that they were, you know, frayed, and some people actually
Yeah.
showed me photographs of ones that they got from the club shop, sent to them, and there was like a rip on the arm.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
There's also issues around. There's also issues. You're absolutely right, Warren, mate. But there's also issues around delivery. And
Yeah.
I ordered tops off the website last Christmas, and I ordered them in
Yeah.
November, and it was like I was lucky to get them in time for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the problem. There needs to be some clarity. There needs to be somebody there. I think somebody needs to take charge of that.
Loyalty needs to go two ways.
They need to look at it and monitor, you know, other clubs and
Yeah.
do price comparisons and stuff about what's going on. Same with Gate. I'm sorry, but it's exactly the same with Gate. You know, as you said, Simon, why did they not, in likes of friendly games and stuff and all, you know, it's horrendous, you know.
Give them
the
something
amount of
back.
money that people have
Yeah.
to pay out.
What?
You know, you need to do and try and encourage young people and stuff to come to the games and everything else. And I know the club that I used to support here in Northern Ireland, they had a great thing where children under the age of 10 at one point, you got a season ticket for £40. You know, that's fun. And it was a fantastic thing, and it brought a lot of younger people in to watch the games again.
Yeah.
Because our game was down in Northern Ireland. But certainly, you know, things like that need to be looked into. You know, special days for schools,
Yeah.
NHS. When we were talking about
Definitely,
that at one
yeah.
point,
Yeah.
having, you know, free tickets for NHS workers and people who have been on the front line.
Yeah. Front line during
the club
COVID.
needs to
Yeah.
do more. There's no two ways about it.
No.
We all stick our hands in our pockets. We all have done great things like Erskine and everything else that's been done over the years for the club. But the people at the top of the club also need to recognise that. They need to
100%.
recognise, firstly, the Glasgow Rangers Football Club is about the fans.
Correct.
The fans are what made Glasgow Rangers Football Club.
Yeah. Absolutely right. So some
And
great points there, Warren.
my comment, whenever you buy quality players and whenever you start winning trophies again, then your gate goes up, your merchandise goes up, everybody wants to buy shirts. Look when Gaza came, how much money the club made whenever they signed a top quality player. You know?
Yeah.
Even Ramsey, when Ramsey came, the shirts and stuff and all. You know, this is the whole thing. The club needed to start investing back into us again as fans.
Definitely,
And they need
yeah.
to recognise us as fans. And that my Gers and everything else needs to go because
What-
it's just
Warren,
not doing that.
Warren, I want to try something new now, mate. Well, I want to see if I can do two calls at the same time, right? Because this, Carol's trying to phone in out, and me and Gordon have been talking about doing this for a while. So let me try this. Carol, can you hear me? Oh, he's got the phone. He's got the radio.
Oh, he's got the radio on.
Carol,
Hi.
hi, mate.
Can
Warren,
you find my music?
2 seconds. Warren, can you hear us still?
Warren, can you hear me? Can I
Oh,
hear
he's
you?
got his radio on.
No, I can't hear Warren.
Okay.
No, you can only play one at a time, man.
Aye. No, way we do it. We'll figure that out.
I'll
at
figure
some
it
point.
out.
Aye.
How you doing, Carol?
That's no bad, Si. How you been? You've had really fun in the Scarlet Pimpernel
Ah, it's been just...
in the last few weeks.
Aye, it's just been crazy.
Has been obviously with the untimely passing of Her Majesty, and then the European Convention as well, and the international break as well. There's been the last couple of weeks have been a bit scarce, but you're right. But it's good to be back.
Yeah. I'm just
It's
gonna
great to see you again, by the way.
Thanks, Carol.
She's away to bed, Gordon, so I'll have to tell her in the morning I seen you.
It's
You're
just-
looking beautiful.
Oh, thanks very much. So I don't know how to respond to that, Carol. You're going to get me all. I don't know if you see it in the light here, but you're going to get me all blushing. But thanks very much. So, but
So,
Te-
what do you make of the carry-on that's been going on with all these meetings that the directors have come out and talked a wee bit?
yeah. So we were talking about that on the show. You probably heard this, Carol. Yeah, that's the word. That's the phrase. Carry on. It's there's no.
The issue that we seem to have is we don't have any more information. We've had 2 videos telling us information and answers to the questions. Now we're even more confused.
Yeah. The gist I got from the take I got it from Carol, and I don't know if you decide agree or disagree, was that the vice chairman came out and basically said that they were trying to balance the books because there may be interest from an American businessman to take over the club.
Yeah.
Aye. I tried to balance my books and all.
Well, we all are, Carol, but I don't know, Carol, if you buy any Rangers tops or go to season tickets or Champions League tickets, but it's hard.
My grandson did.
Aye.
Well, what did I tell you? My grandson was off 2 weeks ago. So he went up to London to visit Stamford Bridge. And he went in and he says, can I speak to my Uncle Thomas?
Aye.
He doesn't work there anymore.
Oh.
Because he's German.
Thomas Tuchel, I get
He's
sacked,
right
yeah.
into the Bears. We watched the game against Napoli together in the house, you know. It was rather
Nice
sad
one.
after it.
Okay, I think we all will.
Sorry, Carl, I'm still laughing at you saying about balancing the books here. I thought you meant the good old days when you get the old books when you had to balance them and try and not get caught with your ma.
Aye, that's right. I've got other things to do. So I am too old for that carry on.
I can only imagine what you're talking about.
Anyway, aye, so the other thing you're saying, Carl, back to what you're mentioning, and do you understand what is the message from Rangers now? They're just telling us that to put up and shut up, because that's what it sounds like.
Just waffle, Liz. Just waffle. That'll do. Throw a crumb to the matches. That'll do. That'll cover the cracks.
Yeah. Sad.
That's my opinion, Si. I mean,
Yeah.
I get fed up. All you hear is, these things. Oh, we're fixing the roof. Goodness sake, I fixed my drain. Things like that.
Fixing.
Nothing good to do to him. Nothing that I could take. That I could say to another guy, oh, Rangers have done this and Rangers have done that. Fixing the roof. I'm sure we must have insurance.
I wish they would fix it if he's been out for about 6 months.
Aye.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to say, Si, before I go, because I'm getting old and I need beauty sleep.
Yep.
I'll go to have my face again. I'll be up in about 4 weeks after she goes
Cool.
to hospital again, gets checked out again and gets her MOT. But I'll be into the Bristol sometime, but I will leave something behind the bar for you. I bought a chocolate for Sandra, if you see her.
Aye, I've seen
I
it.
know she doesn't drink. Well, a bar of chocolate, that's quite nice. I'll put a bar of chocolate.
Oh, aye, aye.
Just make sure it's got the golden ticket.
Rock for South End for you as well.
Lovely.
Yep. Nice one.
And just next week, I don't know, what's the betting for Hearts and Rangers at the weekend?
I don't
Can
know.
we do it?
2-0 Rangers.
I've said 2-1. I don't know what the bet, but the odds would be.
I'm frightened, I've no bet against them, bet for them for a couple of weeks. There you go with that. It's kind of frightening to put money on them.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. Carol, just before you finish, just whilst you're on the call, I think it's a good shout to mention the Bristol Bar, their tribute they done to Her Majesty the Queen.
Fantastic.
That was fantastic. I seen it on YouTube, Si. Fantastic.
The reason I'm saying it, Carol, is they actually get people giving them abuse for it, and I thought, I don't know, mate. I don't know, but they were getting people giving the bar abuse, and you're thinking, what a lovely tribute that was, and well done to Greg and the staff for doing that.
Absolutely, can't agree more. Si, Carol, absolutely
Si, here's
amazing.
another one. The International Brigade in Glasgow. The International Brigade. Having a march. My dad fought against them in 1936. And you know what they were?
I know.
Scumbags.
Yep, aye, but we need to watch what we see on the channel, because we could get shut down, so we need to be careful, but...
Well, I just said they were scumbags. I didn't say anything else.
I know. Aye.
Just remember that the opinions on the show are not necessarily the Gers TV.
Next week.
We will be, but it'll be Wednesday.
It's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
No. It's going to be... Well, the problem is Rangers are playing Champions League now, and we're playing Liverpool on Tuesday, so it'll be Wednesday next week.
Aye. I might even watch it.
Yeah. Aye, no problem at all, mate. Aye, sorry, we're
Right,
just...
have a good evening, lads.
All the best, mate. Take care.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Cheers. I think we're going to close up in a wee minute anyway, just to have a wee bit of housekeeping here. Right, I'm going to try and update you on the score of the Rangers game for the Rangers ladies in the Champions League qualifier. I think the issue, right, first of all, I think the issue's been that the BBC Alba feed is coming from Benfica's feed, and everything seems to be balls up basically. So Rangers scored to make it extra time, and we're now playing in extra time, but I believe it's now
Benfica have unfortunately
scored in the first minute or two.
Yeah.
Have we missed anything here? Hold on, that's the predictions we're
Yeah,
getting.
that's predictions, yeah.
I can't keep up with this one sober. I've preferred it in these shows.
I will check. So, guys, obviously Gers TV, thanks to you guys out there, it's getting more and more popular. If you want to appear on the show, if you want to give us a hand with anything, then get in touch with us, message our Facebook page. We are working behind the scenes on a new website, etc.
And merchandise coming?
And merchandise coming as well. We are going to hopefully put together a fantastic night at Ibrox soon as well. But as we say every week, it's your show. If you want to get involved, if you want to,
please do.
Do some stuff for us. If you want to come on the show, then please message us and we'll get you on the show. It's your show. We want, we need help. We need support. And if you're a average typical fan like us, then I'm sure you'll be great and you'll be welcome with open arms.
Well, one of the things that we've all tried to do is we all try to be real and honest. We also want to be fresh and different ideas. Most of the kind of Rangers pages that you get, it's like the 4 screens on the Zoom call. I'm not knocking it anyway, but we all try and be original and different. If anybody's got any ideas that they think we can do and they want to get involved, please give the ideas over. If Gordon said that, if there's anybody that wants to appear in any level, even if it's just chatting, you don't want yourself on the screen, let us know, because it's always good to have fresh opinions, and ideally opinions that don't always agree with us, even though I'm always right.
If anyone wants to contribute to our new website we're working on, or even help us make it or whatever, design it, then please get in touch with us, guys, because Simon and I, we both work. The people, Sandra works as well. We've all got busy lives, and we want the channel to grow and grow and grow. But we can only do it with your help. So if you've got any ideas, or if you want to get involved with Gers TV, give us a message, drop us a line. Yep.
Guys, 100%, but we'll try and get the shows more regular, but we want to try and get 2 shows a week.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we're going to have the Spotify history stuff as well, but the more content that we can put out there, the better. That's why we've got the Patreon page as well. It's just we've got a far better sound system now. We've got a far better video system in the studio. We're just wanting to improve more all the time.
Yeah, but we can only do it with your help. So please, if you can help in any way, or you want to get involved, drop us a message either on this feed here or tonight, tomorrow on our Facebook page. Just drop us a private message and we'll get back to you straight away. Maybe not straight away, but we'll get back to you, give you a call as soon as we can.
Yeah, and that's why we're thankful to let our sponsor. We've got Maxwell, the petrol giants in Northern Ireland. These guys are getting involved in to help us. And every wee bit does help us, because
absolutely
you're competing against a media out there that's biased against Rangers, but these are companies with hundreds of thousands of pounds. I mean, there's one company that pays Rangers something. What did I say was the last time? I'll not name the company. 25 grand. I said it was a year.
There's a lot.
They're paying 25 grand a year as a media, and it's part of the Evening Times. That's a hard to compete against. But the last video I was showing Gordon, because Gordon didn't, when I was seeing how well we're doing, our last after match reaction is 32,000 people viewed the whole video.
Crazy, but we want you guys out to be part of it as well. So
we want to double that though. We want to keep going. We're going to hit, by tomorrow we'll have 42,000 followers on the Facebook page. It's something like 9 people shortly now. It'll be 42,000. We'll have 7,000 on our YouTube. We don't use YouTube a lot. Twitter, you deal with Twitter, that's going well.
Thousands on that as well, yeah.
Twitter's now live on the show as well. The first time we've done it tonight, we'll see how it worked. We've got our Instagram account up and running. We're going to be announcing some charity events soon, and we want to do one more at least event for 150th anniversary. And as I said, we're working on a project just now for the 150th anniversary celebrations, and this will come by the end of the year, and I think the fans will like that as well. we're trying our best to do everything we can to promote the club at all levels. But Gordon's right, if you can help us.
Yeah, and anyway, just with ideas, contributions, stuff you want to come on the show, please let us know. So, guys, it's been a difficult couple of weeks for us all. Thanks for your patience. It's been great to be back on broadcasting tonight. We will do a show either pre or post Liverpool next week.
We'll try and do something after the Hearts game.
Yep. Even if it's just a wee kind of short bit, short.
Yeah, even if myself coming on, you're going on doing it. As well as that, guys, if you can, I'm going to finish up the night with the Patreon advert for some of the competitions that we do, because some of the prizes have been outstanding in the last couple of months.
Thanks to the guys at Football Art, is it?
Football Art Club.
Football Art that help us out with that, absolutely amazing.
We're hoping to do even a wee thing with them. I might tell you this. I'm looking to do a wee exhibition night where you can buy it at a discount price. Some of their.
So we'll let you know about that as well. So a lot of great things happening, but please, if you want to get involved, it doesn't have to be financial, just be with ideas and come on the show, so please let us know.
Speak to us, give us a wee shout. But listen, great numbers tonight. Last minute we came on. Good luck to the Rangers ladies, there's still time to win this game.
Please watch it, give them your support, and always remember, we are
the people.
The people. Good night.
Hi. Welcome to the Gers TV 60-second daily update on...
I have been lucky in those who were around me from the boardroom to the dressing room. In times of stress, their unstinted support, unbroken devotion to our club and calmness in adversity eased the task of making Rangers Football Club the premier club in this country. To be a Ranger is to sense the sacred trust of upholding all that such a name means in this shrine of football. They must be...
Hi, welcome to the Gers TV 60-second daily update.